there. Now we have things working somewhat.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Sorry, busy surveying the situation. I'm sure you'll figure something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days. Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalson crane over using some remote controls. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right? I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology. All right, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology, however. First, don't fight him, obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically grovel. That's how I do it.
Maybe that would work. We'll have to see.
Yeah, but we don't want to get on this side. So.
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail. Not a good track record of mental health in that family. Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy. Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola. Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
The man certainly knew how to live.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Elysium Bay. Cocaine. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms. Beneath the cold waters of the Elysium Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum, the original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution when Martinez was leveled. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit. People in Martinez tend to agree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Those critics might have it wrong though. There's more to it than just ironism, but you can't say what precisely. Perhaps this art mystery will be solved at a later time. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Not that he ever did in life either. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead. No response wherever this woman is.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s. Back in Mefka, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is. This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide-brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all his lines.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
Someone was. They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution. In Meth, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging.
Diamonds? Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was? Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean. Of course it does. What did you expect? Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain.
The Boyadero, Boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. He is a rugged individualist and explorer.
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring Boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain. Of course not. The Boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Maigret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills.
So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him. You have to understand, a true Boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a Boyadero.
What if to truly love a Boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
She's just a distracted old woman.
So he doesn't think she's a
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best communers around. I drive routes no one else will. Lomonosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain, the Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas du Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly. You're right, Loman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say? Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff? I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
Moreover, The boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this. Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
It was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent. Perhaps it was another Herife who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was...
As she says Carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machine.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
the feet of a little girl. They fit well on the pedals. What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary, no drugs can compare. Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary, the great unrest.
Then what do...
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
You're mad, Lowman. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat, on the U41A. What do you think they take for... It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously. Easy. Is the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras. Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will.
I think we're done here, no?
What do I need drugs for? If you don't know,
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
why would I want to do that? Lowman, what in the name of God are you talking about? Good. I don't care about drugs. Little molecules there. What do I need if you don't know?
Maybe if she thought you're...
Why would I want to do that? Lowman, what in the name of God are you talking about? Maybe. Probably not. Just this month I made half of those... No, Lowman, diamonds. Where do you want me to... Or I can...
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go.
You see a Samaran street vendor. So the name, Silene.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool. You're very cool. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, yeah. You like premium menswear. Look.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions. No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? Ah, yes.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe?
Sorry, detective. Me? It's a boring story of...
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism, but the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left. If you say so, officer. I don't worry too much about politics. I'm an entrepreneur, you know. Whatever's good for business is good for me. Drugs? I don't go unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc?
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda.
So you admit you're a lorry?
No, I just said I work harder. Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week. Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy.
And what?
Crowd, you know.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract. He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
Look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady. I don't know.
It could be. He's not ruling her out.
All of them. I don't know.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember?
Oh, okay. But why?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you,
An investment?
or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder.
I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivatives. How much are we talking about here? But officer, I don't have that kind of money. There's got 10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
A rusting control panel. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pull the lever all the way up. Nothing happens. A spring brings the lever back to its original. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you. Sure thing. Sure, man. Sure. Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? I'm not purchased, and especially that tie. It swallows
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparking in the light of the projector!
Another time, perhaps.
I can't believe it's snowing. It felt like springtime just a...
Hello again, sweetie. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager.
If she could, this woman would feed and clothe you and every other sad, lost person on the...
You must be joking.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you...
Interesting idea. This Everard sounds powerful. Maybe you can wrangle some coins out of his pocket. Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear.
Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but I could give you...
Wonderful. He has a...
The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas-relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads, Sam Baptiste.
It's easy. You bring a valuable item to a pawnbroker, who then gives you money for it. You can get it back later for a slightly larger sum if it hasn't been sold, but you never end up doing that anyway. Oh, it's not an ancient family heirloom or anything, but I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket. Oh, thank you, dear.
Even the lieutenant seems...
Now, what else, sweetie?
worker is a colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carriage. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. Your fingers find their way into the shackle. Flick it open, the man emits a loud snort. Are you positive that what you're doing here is proper police conduct? You can still leave and do nothing. No, he's looking the other way, perhaps purposefully. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries. Yum yum. Money. Think of all the things you can buy with this. The sleeping dock worker. You're not 100% clear what you did here was right.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it...
Thank you for clearing the debt. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and...
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that...
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container? We should return to the case of your mistaken identity.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to
It concerns the case. Please, go.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on...
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even men on strike. Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or laying... They probably fucking killed that guy or something.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
What?
You feel like you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the world.
Another thing. Great. I love... Yes? Wait, what? But what about... Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing in the morning. You broke the skewer!
I assure you it was him.
It's as if he can't decide whether to be angry.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer? I can't believe it. I was so sure it was...
A tender type of hope. Something stirs.
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me? Really? I should give her a call then. Thanks, I guess. Was there anything else you wanted, or... Yes. Have you got a lot? A lot. For the room, drinks, and... Like what? I was absolute...
You wait and see. Absolutely. In the question. First we find a sad banger. Your body is ready, sire.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. You should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the...
Though he finds this situation frustrating.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I understand your predicament. I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important...
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleagues... I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Good luck trying to use it.
Draconian measures.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open. Not until you...
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use. When...
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man...
Oh, Lieutenant. We're done here. Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me? Game? Everything is just a game to you, isn't it? Not until you...
Okay.
I really didn't want to resort...
Oh, Lieutenant. We're done here. Yes. Does that arrangement include you? As a police officer, you must understand that I cannot take you at your word without evidence being money. You can't stay here without money. Not until you...
Okay. I might...
I really...
Oh, Lieutenant. We're done here.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here, because you see it. Finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors. All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this. The uncontested... Oh, Wall Father.
Huh?
He sounds tired of it. Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
Mm-hmm. Sure. If you must.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Is what you want to say. Look at that lady. Take a gander. A well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair, while dull orange pearls hang from her. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say, within reason, now look at you. You misery-clad simian. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Voila, you're doing it.
Ah, yes, of course. I'm sad.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this.
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.